Welcome everybody, welcome to DemonCast. I am your host, CamoDemon78. This is the official DemonCast of CamoDemon78 Gaming's YouTube channel. I am CamoDemon78, or as to some surprise to some of you, I just released my face reveal video for the first time ever. So for any of you tuning in and haven't seen that, how are you? What's up? My name is Trevor. I am the creator of CamoDemon78 Gaming. Now, the title of this one is going to be Schedules and Backstories, and as it sounds, we're gonna dive right into talking about, what this cast is all about. So, excuse me, I just want to apologize really quick. I'm just getting over a cold, so if my voice sounds a little weird compared to past DemonCasts, that's what's going on. I'm still dealing with a little bit of throat effects from it. Just want to start off by talking about the schedules aspect of this cast. So I've come to the conclusion of gameplay videos I want to focus on for the time being, and if anyone hasn't already found out, or if nobody listening to this hasn't listened into the, I think it was DemonCast 4, I have made the announcement officially, and I'm making it once again, that I'm not only going to be doing Xbox gameplay, but I'm also going to be doing PlayStation 5 gameplay as well. So I have an Xbox Series X that I do gameplay on, and I also have a PlayStation 5 Slim that I'm going to be doing gameplay on as well. I haven't had the Slim that long, probably since like August of 2024, I would say. And in that time, since I've had it, the only real game I've actually played on it, and this was actually behind the scenes back when I first got it, was actually the game Days Gone. And that game is really great if you play PlayStation or if you're on PC. I highly recommend checking it out. That story is amazing. Playing as the character Deacon, or Deacon St. John. The game has an overall amazing story. It's set in a post-apocalyptic zombie world, or something like zombies. I think they're called freakers, if I'm not mistaken. So without getting on any more of a tangent, back to the whole schedules bit. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion I've got both PlayStation 5 and Xbox gameplay that I'm going to focus on. So, as we all know, if you've seen on my YouTube channel, I have in the works, and I've been doing it for several weeks now, Space Marine 2. I currently, as we speak, have 2 more episodes recorded and waiting to be uploaded. Other than that, I'm going to be doing more R-Type Final, or R-Type Final 2, sorry, because I definitely want to progress in the story of that, especially if you call it my first video, which was actually a tribute to my father, because he bought the first one for me back on the PlayStation 2, back in, I think it was like 2005 or 2006, he bought it for me. So definitely want to do the story on R-Type Final 2. That's definitely going to be coming to the channel. Just it's going to be a little bit weird because my schedule is going to take a little bit of time to get used to be able to do all these dedicated recordings. Also gonna keep on with the crossout videos, because I definitely feel like that's a game that hasn't really made a impact for market on YouTube, so I definitely am gonna bring more crossout videos to my YouTube channel, especially seeing that in 2025 gameplay searches on YouTube, my video had accumulated like almost 60 views in 3 days, and that was like my highest full-length video that accumulated the most views. So I definitely think I'm going to keep on with that. seems like people are interested in that. So, still gonna keep on with the Sea of Thieves. Probably going to talk with Wildlands Tech and Entertainment or Dustin again, as if you've seen my face reveal video, or if you've been on his channel, Wildlands Tech and Entertainment, or his handle, Wildlands ENT. He made his video on himself talking about, why he got into YouTube, what his interests were, what his inspirations and all that were. So feel free to check out his video. I left it in the link of the description of the face reveal video that I did. You're more than welcome to go check both of them out. And at least for me personally, I could say if you guys want to check out any of my videos, or if you guys like my content, please feel free to subscribe to what I call subscribe to the madness. That's just my little saying I got for my YouTube channel. But yeah, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell notification icon so that way you can get my videos when they hit the sub box. I definitely appreciate it. Helps me expand and grow my audience. Also going to be doing more Forza Horizon 5 gameplay, doing more Forza builds. If you haven't seen already, the one video of Forza Horizon 5 I already did. I built a rally converted Dodge Charger. That video is up on my channel. You're more than welcome to go check that out if you feel so. DemonCast, as always, not gonna stop with them. Love talking, in podcast style format to you guys. It definitely, helps me get out there certain behind the scenes things and backstories and updates like I'm giving you as we speak. So DemonCast are not stopping. I'm not sure how long I'm going to regress with DemonCast. I haven't really put that thought into my mind yet. I don't really think it's going to stop anytime soon. It's probably going to last for a pretty long while. At least if I put out a cast a week, that's going to be about 4 casts a month. So, you do the math. That's 4 casts a month times, 4 months is like 16, and then, another 4 months is another 16. So that's like 32 casts in 8 months. And then you get another 16 casts in another 4 months. So you're talking like 48 casts a year or something like that. Which is weird because we have like 52 weeks in a year, but that's besides the point. On the table right now for PlayStation 5 gameplay, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. I'm going to make that a short throwback series because, again, that's also another game that I grew up on the PlayStation 2. Very, very fun game. I actually also played that, before I forget to mention. When I got the PlayStation 5, I found that through the premium stuff that PlayStation 5 offers with the different tier packages and all that. So I found that, downloaded it, reintroduced myself to it, experienced some nostalgia with it. It was pretty fun. The game is still fun to this day. Probably one of the few PlayStation 2 games that are still actually bearable to play in 2025, especially given how adapted we've become to modern graphics and textures and all that. So that's definitely gonna be fun doing that for sure. Not too entirely sure when that's gonna come out. I hope it's gonna come out this week. I also do have other PlayStation 5 ideas for gameplay, and those games are going to include Pacific Drive and Wild Hearts. Those 2 games I just really have wanted to play, just have not gotten around to it yet. All those games are installed on the PlayStation 5, and all the games that you've already heard I have installed on my Xbox as we speak. So, with that being said, some point this week you're going to be seeing some of these games that you've heard me talk about. Probably not all of them, because just with Xbox alone, that's 5 gameplays, and there's 5 days a week. But if I decide to push it further into uploading into the weekend, which, as I'm sure you guys seen, this past weekend I uploaded a couple of videos, one of them being my official face reveal video talking about, why I did it, my reasoning for, you know, dropping the face reveal, and it actually coincides with Wildlands or Dustin, his video with he dropped, because he also does not only gaming, but he does tech related stuff and he does outdoor stuff. So dropping that video for myself not only benefited me for the future, because like I mentioned in the video, I do have a better webcam coming in the mail for face cam for certain gameplays. Again, really quickly, just going to touch up on it. Not going to do face cam for all the videos, only because, like I mentioned in the video itself, I have a social battery, and for anyone that knows what I'm talking about with a social battery, it's not every day you want to deal with everything head on 100% being comfortable. So there's like those days where you just want things to be simpler and easier, and you just don't want to deal with all the extra hassle. So that's what it basically boils down to with that. But other than that, the face reveal video was mainly for the aspect of this summer when me and Dustin are going to be doing outdoor stuff with like fishing or kayaks. You'll be able to see that content on his channel if you're also interested in stuff like that. If you subscribe to both me and him, or if you just subscribe to me and found me, you're more than welcome to go support his channel too, help him grow. We both definitely appreciate all the support. Yeah, that's basically the gist of that. So that's the aspect of talking about schedules. Now we're going to move over to talking about backstories. Now, I think it's only fair to start off backstory wise with my roots in gaming as to where I came from. So 20 years ago this year, this year is 2025, 20 years ago in 2005, I received my very first console ever, which was the PlayStation 2. And to this day, I'm sure this is probably like the one and only thing that everyone in the gaming community can agree on, that the PlayStation 2 is literally the best console of all time. If you're someone that doesn't agree with that, well, I'm sorry that my opinion hurts, but it's just the truth, and the numbers are in the numbers. So, yeah, the PlayStation 5, or sorry, PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 2 for me was my very first console. As I said, got it in 2005. I had the PlayStation 2 Slim version, not the full-size PlayStation 2. And in my experience playing with the PlayStation 2, I played games like I said, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, the first R-Type Final, that I played. I also played games like MX vs. ATV Unleashed. I remember playing a game called Freakstyle. In a way, it's kind of like MX vs. ATV with dirt bikes and all that, but it's drastically different. That game was made by the studio of EA Big, I believe. I do remember playing that one SpongeBob game back then for it. I believe that was Battle for Bikini Bottom. There's not too many games I remember. That was back a while ago. Yeah, I mean that's about all I can remember now. If I definitely remember more later, I'll put that in a future DemonCast or something to that effect. After the PlayStation 2, oh god, where did I actually go? I want to say after the PlayStation 2, I moved on to, oh yeah, that's where I went. So from the time I had the PlayStation 2, there was several years that went by, and I had like 3 different PlayStation portables. That console was absolutely amazing. Even though it was a handheld, like I did absolutely everything with that. Like I think during the time I had the PlayStation Portable, I think I touched that more than the actual PlayStation 2 itself. And when I didn't have a PlayStation Portable, I was on the PlayStation 2 because, just gaming at a young age. You're just wanting something to do. So that's mainly what I focused on around that time. Then from there, I can definitely say that after the PlayStation Portable and having the PlayStation 2, the next console I had was the Wii. My mother had actually gotten one for her birthday in, oh, if you know what year the movie Grown Ups came out, it was that year because we went and seen that movie in theaters. I remember that. So I got the Wii that year when the movie Grown Ups came out. I want to say that was like 2000, it had to have been 2009 or 2010, something like that. So it was definitely that year. Um, yeah, did a lot of playing Wii Sports Resort. That was fun. Wii Sports itself. I also, oh, that actually reminds me. With the Wii, I'm pretty sure this game was exclusive to the Wii. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Played that game, absolutely loved it. Definitely could not have, you know, definitely cannot stress how good that game actually was. And surprisingly, for it being on the Wii, it was a very good game. Also on the Wii, I remember playing Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. It was the one where he got that like bladed chain or whatever stuck in his arm, and then he had like that ability to change over to that like black fiery demonic ghoul looking creature or whatever you call it. Um, oh, going back to the PlayStation 2 real quick, I actually do remember I played Ratchet and Clank. Played that. I think it was Size Matters. I remember playing that. That game was good. Um, yeah, going back to the Wii, there's not much else I remember of Wii games itself, because at that point I had actually received a GameCube that was bought from GameStop at the time, which this was between somewhere between 2010 and 2012. I got it for one of those Christmases, so it had to have been closer to 2010, if anything. So that I remember getting for Christmas. I think it came in one of those pre-owned boxes at the time. I think it was only like $30 or something. Um, with the GameCube, I ended up getting Need for Speed Underground 2. That was a really good game. With the GameCube, I actually also experienced Need for Speed Most Wanted, the 2005 story one. That game was absolutely amazing. Other games I also experienced on the GameCube was The Incredibles. Um, I remember playing some of the GameCube games on the Wii because the Wii we had was compatible with GameCube games. Because I remember plugging the GameCube controller into the Wii. So, oh yeah, I also remember playing some of the wrestling games back then from WWE. Uh, I believe it was like SmackDown versus Raw 2011 or something. And I remember playing that, and I was plugging the GameCube controller into the Wii to be able to play that. So, uh, during my PlayStation 2 years, I played a couple of the wrestling games. I believe I played SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Very seldom do I remember playing 2007. I highly remember playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. I basically played all the wrestling games throughout the years, but some more than others. Like, I think the most of them that I played was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. I played when I got my 360, which after the GameCube, I went to the 360, so we can actually jump to that. Jumping to the 360, I remember playing a lot of WWE 12 on the 360. I remember playing a lot of WWE 13, and then when 2K finally came out for 2K14 of the WWE franchise, I played 2K14 a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure I completed the road to WrestleMania in that, all the stories that they had in the game. I did a lot of playing the WWE Universe mode on that. Made a lot of custom wrestler characters and all that. I don't play wrestling much anymore. I mean, I kind of still find myself a little bit a wrestling fan. I don't really watch wrestling a lot anymore. And it's not that I changed my attitude or my mind on it. It's just the whole aspect with wrestling kind of just deteriorated because once social media started getting more and more popular around the time of like I think it was like 2018 when I stopped watching, like everyone started ruining the experience for just posting, results and all that online before stuff actually happened. So it was kind of like, it kind of went downhill for me for that aspect. But back to the whole backstories about my life in video games. On the 360, I also remember playing Grand Theft Auto 4. I played that between, I got the 360 in November of 2013, and I still have it to this day, 12 years later. I got it brand new out of a box that came from Walmart. Uh, yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto 4 on it. I remember playing, which I will still do believe I have that Grand Theft Auto for it. And I also played Army of Two, The Devil's Cartel. Still have that game to this day. Um, yeah, I was playing a lot of the wrestling games on the 360. Uh, Also started playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on the 360. Later transitioned to it on the Xbox One when I got the Xbox One. But as for the 360, I also believe at one point I downloaded the Cars video game. Oh yeah, I also played Cars on the PlayStation 2. Downloaded the Cars video game on the 360 to be able to uh experience nostalgia with that. I let's see what else with the PlayStation, or not the PlayStation, the Xbox 360. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, that was a turning point in gaming for me because once I experienced that on the 360, that is what turned me over to the Assassin's Creed franchise. But the ironic thing about the Assassin's Creed franchise for me is I only like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Rogue was okay. I really only played it once, but haven't really wanted to play it again. Assassin's Creed Origins is really good, at least in my opinion. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I think those are the only ones that really stand out to me in a sense. Now, granted, I do know a little bit of the backstory behind the Assassin's Creed franchise. I do understand that there are probably better games, or at least a lot of other people think that there's better games in the Assassin's Creed franchise, which I don't deny that. But with the Assassin's Creed franchise, for me, it's one of those things where I look at the very story specific games, like, for example, Black Flag, Origins, Valhalla, those very specific ones. Um, I've just, they kind of have like their own storyline within the overall storyline, if that makes sense. That's basically how I like to look at it. Um, I never really did a whole lot with any DLCs for any of them because it's like once the story was over from the main portion of the game, I didn't really progress on with anything. Now, once I had the Xbox One, I did a lot of playing with Assassin's Creed Origins and uh Black Flag. Um because I think Black Flag was compatible, backwards compatible, if I'm not mistaken, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do apologize. Then I definitely remember getting the Xbox One X for, it was either my 17th or 18th birthday. I got that, in which I don't have that anymore. What did I do with that? Oh, I believe I sold that to my coworker, Rising Eclipse. Yes, I sold that to my coworker, Rising Eclipse. and then I believe he gifted that to someone in his family for a Christmas present. So that's where that went. The Xbox One X only suited me for, I think it served me for 2 years. It was either 2 or 3 years, because from that point I got the Xbox Series S, the original one, the white one with the black external or exhaust fan, which that one I only had for about a year, and then I gave that to my best friend Dustin, Wildlands Tech and Entertainment. And then at that point, I upgraded to the Xbox Series X, the original one, the black one, the 1 terabyte. Uh, Also around that time, when I got the Series S itself, around that time is when I got my very first gaming PC, which that was it was so it was kind of like a hybrid. It was a pre-built custom in a sense, because I got it through a company that basically puts it together for you. They set it all up for you via, Windows and, the software, all that stuff. And then basically they sent it to me. I unboxed it, set all my stuff up, set all my Windows settings, put all my accounts on it, stuff like that. So I had all custom specs put into that. That came from the company Zydex. Uh, it wasn't too bad for a first time computer. I mean, the overall final price I paid for the overall purchase, which included, even coming from Zydex themselves, I tried to make like 90% of the stuff I got come from them just to make it easier. So I bought the actual desktop tower from them. The original specs I had for it was an Intel i5 11600K, I believe. It had a 240 millimeter AIO cooler for the processor. Um, the motherboard was some MSI. It was some MSI Wi-Fi compatible one. That much I remember. I had an RTX 3060 12 gigabyte MSI collaboration card inside of it. The power supply in the PC, I think, was a 650 watt. And originally, it came with two 8 gigabyte sticks totaling 16 gigabytes of RAM in it, which I then later swapped out to 12 gigabytes of RAM, because 12 gigabytes is what I needed after, I think, about sometime between 6 months to a year afterwards. I swapped that out because that's just what I needed. 16 gigabytes wasn't really cutting it anymore for RAM, so. But that was the only thing I really ever upgraded on that PC, was just the RAM. Like, everything else stayed the same. Uh, on PC, I did a lot of 7 Days to Die playing. I don't really play too much on PC anymore because I traded that PC for. Now, a lot of people would probably think this is stupid, but if you think that's stupid, it's your own opinion. I'm not here to make anyone happy with my gaming experiences. If you think it's interesting to learn about my gaming experiences, then that's up to you. But if you don't want to listen, then the choice is yours. You don't have to listen. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. I traded that gaming PC also, again, to Rising Eclipse, one of my coworkers, for the newer digital edition Xbox Series X. And the reason for that was because I originally gave away, well, I didn't give away the original Xbox Series X that I had. I sold that to one of my other coworkers. I actually sold that to Pickle Fork. Um, I sold that to him because I had the Xbox Series S 1 terabyte Black Edition. I had that laying around as a backup console, so I figured by that time it was just easier to get that thing some use. And then the ironic thing was, by the time I actually ended up using that, I didn't even have it in use for 6 months. And then I also decided to be a really nice person and decided to make someone else happy, which I like helping people, and that's one of the end goals I want to have for this YouTube channel. I want to help people. I want to give back to people. I want to help people in need when they're in dire situations, and they definitely deserve, a reward or some kind of, you know, hobby like thing that just is like an accessory or a new game or whatever. I want to do that at some point, but in any case, I actually gave that Xbox to Rising Eclipse completely for free. I didn't charge him nothing. I just gifted it to him. I said, here you go. And he was absolutely baffled that, someone would just do something like that and just give it away. And I told him straight up, I was like, there's not a lot of people like me out there that exist. I just want to do better in life and just help people, um, just experience happiness, especially when you're, struggling really bad to where, for him and his situation, I won't get too personal. So that way, nothing ever arises of a problem between me and him. Him and his girlfriend live together, and they're actually younger than me, ironic thing. So, applause to them for being successful in that nature. They're younger than me and living together, all that. So, they both work. I give them both the credit for that. His girlfriend has some sort of side business that she does, which also, going back to the PC does stand a purpose for both him and her. It stands a purpose for him because he gets to do PC gaming, and then the PC also stands a purpose for her because he said that she would get to use it for her little side business that she got. So it was a win-win all the way around, and which I'm glad of that because, like I said, I like helping people, and I like seeing people happy getting stuff for little to nothing, even though it's still in like brand new condition. Or if I just feel that I just want to gift it to them for no charge, I just do that anyway, you know, because people deserve a break sometimes, guys. They need that extra little motivation when they got stuff going on and they can't afford anything, or they just got something tragic that happened to them or whatever. They gotta be picked back up and let know that there's people thinking of them out there. There's people that want to see them happy and stuff like that. And I'm definitely that type of person. I want to see people happy, even if it means making others happy before I make myself happy. But, nevertheless, like, I'm not saying that because I'm not, not happy in my life. I'm very happy in my life, especially now that I'm doing YouTube. It makes me so much happier knowing that I can reach out to an audience and, say this stuff to you guys in the aspect that saying, I want to help people. I want to make more people happy. I want to bring more people together in, this hobby that we share. I want to, stop the arguments between friends and hopefully make an impact, and hopefully people can understand the message and just, sit down and enjoy games more and get less competitive. And it's like, I'm not against competitive gaming. I just personally feel like if you want gaming to be competitive, keep it at like, those competitive events like esports or anything like that, or even if you got like, you know, rookie style events where, regular everyday gamers on like a console or something just want to go there, for like a one time or a two-time thing or whatever and just try to game competitively. Keep it, like, my personal opinion, I think we should keep it on that level. Like, now, I know we kind of do go to the extent gaming in our own homes and all that we do sometimes go to the extent where we try to make games competitive because we live at home and we just, want to see that change of style. And I'm not bashing that, you do, you know, whatever you feel you want to do to enjoy your hobby and make it, unique to you and all that. But just nevertheless, in the aspect of, like I said, I really want to see a lot more less negative impact on gaming experiences and more positive reimbursement on gameplay experiences with, just enjoying the game, sitting down. If it's a good game, actually play it, even if it's multiplayer based, not having, people kill you left and right and you're not having a good time. Like, you know, there's got to be like a fine line balance or something. Like, people are saying, oh, get better, But also at the same time, if your mind doesn't want to think in that fast-paced aspect, but you still want to play a multiplayer game, there should be other ways you could be able to sit there and play the game and still enjoy it, but not get, shit on all the time or whatever. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that listen to this, especially over the course of years after listening to this, that there might be, debate about that. But, again, that's just my personal opinion, guys. I'm just speaking my opinion here. My opinion isn't here to, start a argument or anything like that, or, have people butt heads. Like, I'm just speaking on what I think something should be, and I'm not saying you can't leave your own opinion in the comments. Like, please go ahead. If you want to leave your opinion in the comments, go ahead and do so. But the only thing I ask is please try not to be negative. Just please try that aspect. I know sometimes it'll be hard depending on what your opinion is based on something that is different from somebody else's, but yeah, that's all I ask, guys. If you hear me say something in DemonCast or whatever, that's just my own opinion, and you don't like it and you start saying negative stuff in the comments, then, well, I hate to break this to you, but if you go to the point where negative comments just keep reoccurring, there will be a point where I just start deleting those very specific comments because, again, like I said, my message that I want to deliver to an audience is I don't want to bring more negativity. I want to eliminate more negativity. So, yeah, that's basically one of my main goals with this YouTube channel is I want to go more to that aspect. I want to eliminate the negativity and I want to bring more positive reimbursement into gaming so that way we can all share, a nice time or funny moments or good laughs or anything like that, which is also what I want to try to do with this YouTube channel. I want to try to make videos like my big inspiration, the guys over at Neebs Gaming, the, Neebs, Simon, Abstro, Duralius, and rest his soul, Thick 44, he died of cancer, unfortunately, but I like the message and I like the way those guys do it over there on their channel. I definitely want to be able to bring people together to have good experiences with my content that I make, to have laughs at it and, experience good times and find good videos that they like to, sit there and watch. Or if I make videos with Dustin on like playing games like SnowRunner or Sea Thieves and we have some like hectic, chaotic moments or some funny jokes where we sit there and joke with each other while we're playing, I want to be able to bring that to you guys. I want to contribute to that. I like finding that stuff on YouTube. It makes me laugh, especially when I watch Neebs Gaming and those guys over there on their channel. Yeah, it definitely makes me feel better to know that, people are happy and experiencing hobbies and coming together a lot more. So that's definitely what I want to do with, my platform. I want to be able to reach out like that. And hopefully one day I can get to somewhere where I'm between, 100,000 and 500,000 subscribers. Now, as I said in the face reveal video, if I don't ever get to like 1 million subscribers or beyond in my lifetime, then, like I said over there, I'm not real worried about it. The only thing I hope that can actually happen is I can get somewhere between 100,000 and 500,000 subscribers in my lifetime, just so that way I can, one day stop going to a 9-to-5 job, because unfortunately I'm still so low level into YouTube that I have to continue going to a 9-to-5 job. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm a blue collar worker and it's a very physical labor independent job, and I'm not knocking it one bit. Like, kudos to those that can actually do it and they can, power through every day and, help build the foundation of America, where, without those guys, we wouldn't have mechanic shops, we wouldn't have construction companies building houses and places for people to live, or just buildings in general, or diesel mechanics for diesel trucks that haul our goods, across America and all that. You know, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth any of that. I'm just saying for me personally, like it's not something that's for me. I'm only doing it because I know at the end of the day I've got to be responsible and pay the bills. I just hope that, like I said, one day that this YouTube channel can actually do me some good and bring me in some revenue and make me some money to where I can make this more or less my full-time job and just, rely on my YouTube channel for paying all my bills and that stuff, because this is my passion, guys. If I haven't said it before, I'm officially making the announcement that this YouTube channel is my passion. I love doing these gameplays. I love making, videos. I love editing. I love doing these demon casts. And like I've said before, um, at least as of right now, I only use Twitch to mainly do my gameplays, and then I'll later download the past video on demand recorded content, and then I'll take it and edit it and upload it to YouTube as my actual gameplay for my channel. But if I ever do plan on doing live streams on Twitch, everyone will get a notice whatever amount of time ahead that I'm planning on something in that aspect. So basically, pre-planned live streams are what's going to happen for me to actually interact with, you guys in the audience in the fan base. Like that's where actual real live streams are going to come in for me on Twitch, is when those actually happen, which I do want to definitely have that happen at some point. Like I said, I've got a webcam coming in the mail for a face cam. That's going to be 1080p, guaranteed 60 frames per second. So that'll be usable for that aspect for live streams. And yeah, that's probably going to wrap up this DemonCast, guys. So as always, I want to put this out there like I always do. I hope you guys like the content that you find on my channel. I hope you guys like listening to the DemonCast. And if you don't like the content on my channel, then I definitely hope you guys, progress further on YouTube and find the correct content that you're looking for. So, without further ado, if you guys wouldn't mind, consider subscribing. Subscribe to the madness. It would definitely help me out. Click that bell notification icon. If you want to, leave a like. You don't have to, though. It's completely up to you. And with all that being said, guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in to DemonCast. Thank you for watching all my videos. And as always, guys, a big thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.